And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. On third down, Jackson. Oh, it's complete. A diving grab there by Brown. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down. Jackson from the shotgun. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he will have a Ravens first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. Jackson to Watkins there for a Baltimore first. They run the option here on 1st and 10. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
On 2nd down, Cottrell. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
But if you're going to have a relay race, you're probably going to pick your backs and receivers to run it, but don't underestimate the conditioning of the offensive line. They're out there just dictating things, staying on the field, and keeping a long drive going.
Past the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Oh, Lamar Jackson just so electric, Charles, when he gets into open space, and we saw Exhibit A right there.
You know something? I'm standing up here in the booth next to you watching the play. He buckled my ankles on that one as well. It doesn't matter whether you're actually on the field trying to chase him or you're just watching him play. This guy is sheer excitement.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. And this is caught by Watkins. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Marquise Brown with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Tucker with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's Fields. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. He got 29 yards that time. Back in Chicago, ready for the second quarter. It's the Bears in possession. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question, because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They're looking to bounce back following the loss to Miami a week ago, and they've got the lead right now as they come up with a 1st and 10. Flushed out right. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
On 2nd and 9, Fields. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. 1st down, here's the run with Montgomery. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
A shotgun snap, Fields. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean 1st half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. On 2nd down now. Cottrell. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. Now it's Jackson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Tariq Cohen is deep for the Bears. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open week last week, and in talking with him, all indications were, Charles, that was a very helpful break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time off in the midst of a losing streak because they think they have to stay on their toes.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. 30, 10, touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, 79 yards. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game.
The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs, and that one certainly fell into the latter category, and that deserves a couple exclamation points.
And there was so much that was impressive about this play, but it wasn't just what he did downfield. How about what he did behind the line of scrimmage? This wasn't a play where he just had a direct path to get him downfield and make the big play. He had to adjust on the fly behind the line of scrimmage. And in the end, that became a tremendous run.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats.
Santos able to tack on the extra point. And we are tied here in the second quarter.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Give all that credit defensively to Khalil Mack. A great stop in the backfield. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have. And that play just looked a little helter-skelter from the start. That's the risk as a quarterback. Once you take off with that football, you might fumble it, and he did.
And he was going for the reward, which is gaining yardage, breaking down the defense. But you're right about the risk. Always lurking out there, someone always trying to get to the football. Try to find a place to cover up and slide and protect what you've earned.
Following the fumble recovery, Fields. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Not much there, only a yard.
And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Now it's Fields.
Caught by Montgomery. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 16 yards is the pickup there and a 1st down for Chicago.
Now Fields.
He'll leave it for Montgomery complete. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Again, Fields.
And he finds Montgomery complete. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw again on second down. Fields. That is hauled in by Jimmy Graham. Touchdown Bears. Jimmy Graham. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. Santos with the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Well, that'll be incomplete. No, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eye...
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Third quarter starting with a run from Montgomery. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Out of the gun, Fields.
Gonna let one fly for Robinson.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Back to throw, Fields. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes.
People got the popcorn, got the remote. Let's give them a show.
That would be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is brought in at the 21. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
The veteran Jason McCourty up to make the tackle. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Jackson going to run.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 69 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will tie our game here in the third.
Well, I mean, Lamar Jackson, what more can we say at this point? He is a living, breathing highlight reel, and go ahead and tack on that last play to the list of big ones by number 8.
And this is a play defensively where you're just looking around and saying, what was that? What just happened? You're looking at your teammates, they're looking at you, and let's face it, your defensive coordinator, he's not going to tip his cap to him. That's not how football works, but he probably should have after that run. That was absolutely sensational.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Fields. Over the middle, complete. It's Miller. He's at the 40. 20. 10. Touchdown, Bears. Anthony Miller, 76 yards. And the Bears on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise, because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that's caught inside the 30. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. 82 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air, because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in for broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10.
And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here's Fields.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Miller. The 30, the 20, and he takes it down deep into enemy territory. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
That's an excellent stop right there here in this tie game. They're doing their best to hold the fort and at least force a field goal attempt.
Back to Montgomery on second down.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears have broken the tie.
So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
The return is Duvernay. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Not that time for Watkins. That'll bring up second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Flush to his right. He's going deep for Brown.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
That'll bring up fourth down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards.
And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Fields on first down. But that's complete. It's Chris Godwin.
He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Chicago.
Chris Godwin.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Bears get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Santos able to tack on the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession.
And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A good gain on first, has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. To throw is Jackson. And this is caught. It's Brown. Touchdown! Marquise Brown with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 15 on the year.
And the Ravens have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
So that's a really big play here in the 4th quarter. And don't look now. They're right back in this game.
Did it feel to you, as it did to me, that maybe they were a little bit soft in what they were lining up with on defense? Almost like they were protecting the lead rather than trying to make a play.
And now that lead is down to just 1 score.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession.
He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has.
On first down, it's Fields.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked off by Keon Crossen.
And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. Well, holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammate.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And that is one, no doubt, that may come back to haunt them because the PAT tied it. They didn't need to go for 2.
I keep searching for an explanation. I know it's quick right here. I think I can search for the next year and not come up with anything that absolutely works. Kick the point, man. Kick the point. I don't get it.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And Graham on the ground. 30. Past the 20. Touchdown Bears. Jimmy Graham with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever play, 75.
75 yards, 1 play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Escaping the pressure right. 1st down and more for Jackson. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. Jackson now. Flushed out right. He's got a 1st down and more inside the 30. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
Another big gainer, 2 in succession as this one goes for 32.
Now those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops.
Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. To throw is Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet.
And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
He completes this into the hands of Miller. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Here's Fields.
And here's a leaping catch. He pulled it in.
And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
On 1st down, Fields.
Throw left side complete. That's Montgomery.
Well, that's not exactly how they drew that one up nor practiced it, because on first down, you're trying to get some yardage to set up second and third down calls. In this case, had to drop it off to his running back. But, boy, they closed quickly on that one and stopped him behind the line of scrimmage.
And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. 5 yards will get him back to the original line of scrimmage, but now they're looking at 3rd and 10. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. 3rd and 10. Expect a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. Man open is Robinson. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Give him 30 yards there. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy,
I'm ready for more. You fired up, I'm fired up. Don't run from rap. 1, 2, 3.